What is up, Overwatch Odyssey? It is Zoran coming at you with another matchup between two teams. We are looking at the Respawn Raiders coming up against University of Wyoming Pistols. I'm excited to see this matchup between these two teams. And this will be the Pistols' first match here in the Odyssey League Season 2. They had a bye and I believe a no contest, so they are hoping to get their first win underway. And as we are doing this, the side of the Pistols, being the away team, they have elected to ban Nepal, and the Raiders are selecting Lijiang Tower. We're just getting confirmation from the teams that they are ready, and we will get things underway. I'm excited to see these teams go head-to-head, and last week, the Raiders had a heck of a matchup there against Texas A&M Galveston. So I'm sure they're hoping to do that again against the Pistols, but we won't know till we get in there. So we are heading into Lijiang Tower. As we are doing this, we have got Jakey Wakey on tank, Bronze, and T-Bone again on DPS, and we have got Wana and Normal Freak on support. For the side of the Pistols, we have Snorlax on tank, Evian, Rev It Up on DPS, Chuckstow, and Lebraic from the Cowboys stepping in here playing with the Pistols. So this will be good. Now, Lebraic did play some with the Cowboys, I guess, as I'm processing all this, as I'm talking before I'm thinking. Lebraic did play some with the Cowboys, but probably Pistols is the main roster here. So excited to see Lebraic possibly pop off on support here for the Pistols as we're getting things ready. Looks like we're going to be running a Diva comp. I do like the Soj Genji pick. Looks like on the side we might be seeing a little more of a brawl, especially in that white room on this specific Lijiang map. Control of that white room there is paramount, so having that Mei and the Ram can be really good for these teams.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Got to give a shout out to Evian for using the same skin that I do on Soj. Jakey Wakey eating up the Orb of Death from Evian. Snorlax pushing in immediately. There's that brawl, really wanting to shut down the Raiders immediately. Jakey Wakey getting very low, able to back out and hopefully get some support. Both Wana and Lebraic on that Curie. That's going to be huge, being able to call out those Suzus and really know when you can push in. T-Bone pushing in on Evian. Evian very low, is able to get out for the moment. Snorlax getting Jakey Wakey out of mech. And the Pistols are going to take the first fight and start their progress on the control point. Respawn Raiders grouping up with Jakey Wakey being demeched, getting that Baby Diva, getting up to 85% now, getting a close to a remech, getting pretty aggressive though. That can be dangerous. And Evian does go down. Bronze able to get that pick. And Wana with the help of T-Bone taking down Lebraic. Chuckstow trying to get out. Rev It Up going down as well. And the Raiders are going to be cleaning up. They have not started. Well, there they go. They start capturing the objective, and they're going to be stopping Pistols at 37%. Hoping to take that spacing here now in that initial choke. We've got an overclock from the side of the Raiders already, coming up on Rush and Coalescence as well. Raiders may be wanting to use those ults here soon. There is going to be the Coalescence into the Rush of the Pistols. Snorlax able to get Jakey Wakey down, but Normal Freak getting 5. Normal Freak, go off, King. Heck of a play by the Respawn Raiders, and Normal Freak with that Coalescence right into the Kitsune Rush of the Pistols. Unfortunately did not have beat for that fight, and Raiders able to clean up, now surpassing the Pistols percentage. Wana here holding on to the Kitsune Rush. Annihilation coming out from Snorlax, really getting in there. Jakey Wakey very low, does get demech. Kitsune coming out as well, but Rev It Up able to get Wana. Jakey going down as well to the Annihilation. Evian looks low, Dragon is popped, so is Overclock. One pick, and Lebraic takes out T-Bone. Chuckstow looking very low, Lebraic looking very low, but Bronze going to get booped off by Chuck Stowe. Heck of a boop there. And Normal Freak just stalling for point. Raiders able to get up to 70%. Jakey Wakey there as well. That's going to be a big stagger. Jakey does have bomb. Is going to opt to use it here. Pistols do cap, stopping the Raiders at 73%. Now they're just going to have to regroup here. Bomb was used, which is unfortunate for the Raiders. That could have been bigger, but Bronze on main able to strike first. They are now up 1. Taking a nice side angle here, but gotta watch out for Chuck Stowe and those boops. Chuck Stowe gets the boop again. Heck of a job from Chuck Stowe. Lethal on that edge. Bronze on main typing in chat, expressing frustration. Evian using overclock, able to get Wana down as well. Jakey Wakey getting D-Mech. T-Bone there is maybe able to get out, but not if Snorlax has anything to say about it. Does get the Mega, is getting support from Wana here, and Normal Freak being there as well. Arms coming out from Snorlax, that's going to be big and maybe something the Raiders want to push on. They are... Wana getting the cheeky pick there on Evian. They are up. Kitsune Rush coming out from the side of the Pistols. Chuck Stowe looking very low. Coalescence coming out as well. And Jakey Wakey and Wana able to take down Snorlax. Rev It Up going down as well. That is going to be a Raiders retake, but the Pistols getting all the way to 98%. Raiders are going to have to hold here if they want to keep this alive. Raiders doing a good job of holding that space. Snorlax looking very low. Big wall there from Rev. Rev does have Blizzard. Going to have to try and use it when Jakey does not have Defense Matrix ups. Does get D-Mech'd. Annihilation coming out as well. Jakey Wakey going down. That is going to be a team wipe for the Pistols, and they are going to secure the objective and get the first map. Heck of a fight there from the Pistols. I gotta be honest, we're looking pretty grim at first, seeing how low Snorlax was getting without even going through that initial choke. But then they were able to really regroup. Arms coming out to keep Snorlax alive, followed by the Annihilation. Blizzard coming out from Rev. That was a heck of a push from the Pistols in order to secure the objective. Raiders did get all the way up to 99% though, so if it was not that fight that they were going to win, that was going to be the map. So use it or lose it, as they always say. As we're going into the next map here, looks like the Raiders are going to swap things up a little bit. Jakey Wakey now going to be playing Orisa. Rev swapping to Sim, hoping maybe to get the Pistols onto point. And it looks like they are going to be doing that. TP not used early to get out of the doors. There is the TP, and the Pistols are going to be on the objective. Raiders now having to push in with turrets and the rest of the team being present there on the point. And T-Bone able to get the first pick. LeBrick does go down. That's going to be big here. Jakey Wakey really wanting to push in. Rev getting low. Spear going into the shield. Bronze able to get another. Able to get Rev as well. Chuck Stowe very low. Chuck Stowe goes down to a Normal Freak here. Jakey Wakey able to finish off Snorlax. And without any percentage lost, Respawn Raiders able to take and start their progress. Jakey Wakey being a cooldown master. That is going to be the Pistols' go. LeBrick able to get the pick. That's going to be big for Wyoming here. Getting Normal Freak down, but Bronze answering back. Rev does go down. T-Bone here on LeBrick again. Not wanting to push too far. That could be a bad boop. Boop used, but not able to stay alive. And Raiders able to hold the point. Again, it was looking a little grim, especially with that first pick from LeBrick on the Normal Freak. That could have been big for the Pistols to walk into, but the Raiders doing a very nice job of holding. And you got to think part of that credit is from Jakey Wakey on the Orisa. But it is possible. Rush is coming out from the side of the Raiders. They're going to use that. Bronze getting Rev. Snorlax does get T-Bone though. Jakey Wakey going to go ahead and use Terror Surge as well. Counter Kitsune Rush there. Does get boot from Chuck Stowe. That's going to be a huge pick for the Pistols. And Chuck Stowe's determination there on Wana does get the pick. It is going to be just Bronze trying to get out. Bronze does get the pack. but does go down. Chucksto there able to finish off the Elim. Raiders having to regroup, but stopped at 73%. Definitely a good initial push for the Raiders. Looks like Evian holding on to the overclock here. Could be used in this next fight. Bronze coming up on an overclock of their own. Raiders are playing a little bit of a time game here. Just waiting for something to happen. Bronze doing a lot of damage in there. Waiting for maybe an ult to be used. Rev looking very low, able to sustain. Does get out. That's a tough spot for Jakey to be in. Jakey does go down. Annihilation being used. Evian using, getting a headshot there on Bronze. Wanna going down as well. Normal Freak does get Chucksto down, but the Raiders are likely going to have to regroup here. Pistols coming up on 58% and climbing. Maybe surpassing the Raiders here if they don't take a quicker fight. If they don't engage faster. Overclock was used for the side of the Raiders. Honestly, I didn't even know. Unfortunately, no value for them. Evian still holding on to Overclock on their end. Coming up on the shield as well from Rev. Kitsune rush. A lot of ults, but there's going to be the Overclock from Evian. Does get picked by Wana. That's going to be big, shutting down that ult, keeping Jakey Wakey alive. The wall coming out as well. Normal Freak again with the coalescence, hoping to get a lot of value from that. Rev going down, Labreac going down. It's just going to be Snorlax on the point, but again, Pistols getting to a 90, now 4%. Raiders again in the position that they were on the first map, around 70%. Just need one more fight from the Pistols, but that was an expensive fight to lose. They used shield, they used overclock, they used rush, so they just have beat to engage in this last fight. The Raiders have blade, terra surge, and rush of their own. And there's going to be rush from Wana immediately. And Snorlax really applying pressure there, but does opt to back out. Blade coming out from T-Bone as well. Bronze getting 2 picks, but Chucksto does finish off Jakey. That's going to be big, but Snorlax does go down. And the Respawn Raiders able to hold on to map 2. We are going to... Man, is this the inaugural map 3? Control map 3? I think it is. I think it is. And we're excited for it. I am ready to see what these teams have to bring for this third and final map at Lijiang. Looks like they're going to be swapping it up. The Pistols will be swapping to more of a... Well, at least Snorlax will be swapping to Winston. Maybe to counteract Jakey Wakey. But that should be a good pick for the Pistols here. Applying lots of pressure and also applying pressure to the back line of the Respawn Raiders. I would have loved to see a sick rollout from Chucksto. Still right there. Boot does get used. Rev looking very low. Is able to get out. And Snorlax doing a heck of a job there on the backline of the Raiders. Evian does get 2. No support for the Raiders. That's going to give the... But Rev does overextend a little bit. Chucksto looking very low as well. Is going to maybe get out, but T-Bone chasing here. Chucksto is able to get out. Still very low, though. Respawn Raiders having to regroup. That was a heck of a fight for Evian getting those 2 picks. And there, again, Evian is going off, getting a 3rd even. Respawn Raiders having to regroup. So far, not looking great for the Raiders. They're going to have to figure out a way, either damage control on Evian, or they'll have to look at and burn Snorlax when Snorlax dives in. But the Respawn Raiders going to have to figure it out. We'll be making the swap there to Reaper. T-Bone able to force out. And that is going to be trading. Chucksto looking for a boop. Able to get 1. T-Bone does get very low. Chucksto chasing down and finishing off the kill. Chucksto going off on Lucio, doing a heck of a job. Bronze able to answer back. UWYO does get Snorlax and Chucksto getting out here, but Evian is going to be pushing in, looking to get a pick. Bronze shutting that down. Respawn Raiders stopping the Pistols at 59%. They're going to have to really maintain this and exceed the 59%. I mean, obviously to win, but to even have a chance of winning here, they're going to have a really strong defense now. That way, the Pistols can't retake. Snorlax diving in. LeBrea getting very low before the fight even starting. There's going to be the rush coming from the Raiders, coming from the Pistols as well. LeBrea getting that pick on Bronze. Wana back there as well, trying to keep the team up as best as they can. Normal Freak holding on to Coalescence, but I say that, able to get the pick. Beat coming out as well from the side of the Pistols. And so far, Raiders able to hold on to it, but there's going to be Primal from Snorlax, just again doing a lot, but Respawn Raiders, a lot of damage there, forcing Snorlax to not stay in for the full Primal, playing survivability more than anything. Pistols holding on to the ult advantage here. They do have Overclock. They are going to use it now. Evian hoping to go off again and get some solid picks, but unfortunately so far no value. As I say that, getting that pick there on Normal Freak and Bronze, that's going to be a huge advantage for the Pistols. UWYO going down as well to Rev, and Rev holding on to ult as well. Wana just holding on to percentage. Raiders able to get to 82, maybe 83. Do get to 83. Pistols at 63 and climbing. Raiders are definitely going to have to engage a lot faster. UWYO maybe making a swap. Immediately going to play the counter swap game. Although I'm not a huge fan of the counter swapping, this may be wise, especially with how well Snorlax has been playing, to make that initial first pick. T-Bone on Hanzo, able to get the pick there on Rev. And UWYO just wanting to get in there quick and burn Snorlax, forcing out thrusters here. Chucksto able to get the Boop Elim on T-Bone though. And the Raiders, unfortunately, not able to clear point enough. That's going to be rushed. That's going to be beat from the Pistols. They're hoping to close it out here. Evian getting the pick. Rev it up using ult as well. That's going to be overtime started. And UWYO going down at the hands of LeBrea. Is this going to be map 1? T-Bone there, but maybe not touching it. It looks like Bronze is on point, though. Or, sorry. Bronze able to get there, but if nothing else, just a touch. The touches are not enough, and the Pistols are able to come away with the first map. Heck of a fight from both teams, starting things off strong. Yeah, I could have seen that coming there, chat. That was a heck of a play there from Normal Freak on Coalescence. Just shooting that beam right where all of the Pistols were. That was definitely huge play for the Raiders. But Pistols coming away with the first map at Lijiang Tower. That then leaves Respawn Raiders able to pick between Escort and Hybrid, and then the alternation between map bands. So as we're getting things set up, bear with us, and we will be right back.
Croissant.
Alrighty, and we are back after the first map where the Pistols took the lead 2-1, getting the first Lijiang Tower map. They had the map ban. They opted to ban Midtown. This led to, of course, the pick for Pariso here, and the Pistols are going to choose to attack first. I mean, 50-50, obviously, attack or defense. I feel like the more popular choice is defense, but I like the confidence that they have on attack as well. And also on attack, you get in the mentality of how hard you have to try on defense, although obviously you want to give 110% 24/7. Yeah. As we're getting things underway here, we are going to be looking at a swap. Looks like Sugar Bunny is going to be going in for Lebraic. And with that being said, maybe still running some similar comps, or Sugar Bunny might have something up their sleeve here for Pariso. It'll be interesting to see if we see any difference here. Maybe it's just a skill addition as well, but we won't know until we get into the map. Raiders looking at the same line, and we will see what they bring out for defense. I gotta be honest, Pariso is another one of those maps where I just absolutely love the music. So I know we only got a glimpse of what was going on, but Pariso music kind of is hype too. Looks like for the side of the Raiders, they're going to be running a double sniper. We've got a Widow Hanzo with a Zen Bap. I do like this. On the side of the Pistols, they are going to be using a dive comp, so this could be quite troublesome there for Wana. But with the help of BAP, Immor, and Sustain, that should be pretty good. But the Raiders are going to go ahead and start destroying all these little barriers and everything and get themselves prepared for defense.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
And initially, Snorlax is going to get that pick on Wana, and that's exactly what I was talking about for this first fight. Snorlax able to get Normal Freak down as well. That dive into the double sniper poke is just tearing the Respawn Raiders up. Respawn Raiders are going to go down, and swiftly, lots of time for the Pistols to gain from that first push. That first fight was brutal for the Raiders. Snorlax doing a good job of just absolutely tearing up the back line of the Respawn Raiders and having to force them back and capture the objective immediately. Maybe this is where the confidence was coming from in choosing to attack first, but whatever the cause, they are doing what they did best. And moving forward, Respawn Raiders now making some swaps immediately off of that poke comp, swapping to a Sim Soj. Jakey Wakey back to that Diva, into that Winston. That's going to be tough. But Jakey Wakey going up to that high ground. Snorlax getting low. Evian right there in front of Jakey Wakey, about half HP. Support's having to fight, but Jakey Wakey does get caught in the bubble, does go down. Respawn Raiders still without a pick on their side. And Snorlax able to melt Normal Freak. T-Bone going down to Chucksto. Snorlax again getting baby Jakey Wakey. Rev it up, finishing off Bronze on main. And the Pistols are going to just keep on rolling, and already at the first checkpoint here, or I should say coming up on the first checkpoint here shortly. Snorlax again just immediately diving the backline. Has a very good sense, I believe, on when to get in and out. But as I say that, Wana able to get the pick, finishing off Snorlax. And the Respawn Raiders are going to have to, I mean, they lost the opportunity to push and stop the payload progress, but they are going to have to try and take this space up here. Coming up on several ults, looks like we have Nano. We do have Overclock coming up. On the side of the Pistols, though, several ults as well, and there is going to be the Kitsune Rush from Sugared Bunny. Here we see Primal from Snorlax. Bronze getting very low, does not get out with the help of the TP. Able to get Wana as well. A lot going on. We do have Nano coming out. We do have the Rally as well, but Normal Freak just having to get out and try and survive, try and sustain. Snorlax just not letting up with the supports behind, just continuing to press on. Jakey Wakey forced out. Evian still holding on to Overclock. Rev it up coming up on ult as well, and a beat from Chucksto. Just an Overclock on the side. I honestly thought that T-Bone popped ult and then got picked immediately. Rev it up able to get that pick. Jakey Wakey really pushing into Snorlax here, but just able to melt through mech. Jakey Wakey does go down. Normal Freak getting very low. Is going to be Wana here. Does get the anti off, but just collapsed on by the rest of the Pistols. Rev it up there on Bronze, but I felt like I couldn't talk fast enough for how quickly the Pistols were rolling through that map. Heck of an offensive effort from the Pistols. Wow. I mean, from the very first fight, the Pistols were just dominating Pariso. Certainly a tough defense there for the Raiders, hoping to come back with something strong on offense, but they're going to have to do things just as swiftly. We could be heading into extra rounds, but if that's the case, just assuming that they aren't able to accomplish that swift push on offense, the Pistols will have a massive time advantage. But I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, as the Pistols are setting up here. They are going to be running a Diva. It looks like the support line is going to stay very similar, but Chucksto is going to be on Brig and Sugared Bunny going to be playing Ana. For the side of the Raiders, still picking what they want to do here on attack. My camera went AWOL here. Really wanted to see some Evian Soj play. We are going to be seeing that Lucy Kiri from the side of the Respawn Raiders, and it looks like the Pistols are going to be setting up here on this initial choke.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective
And Jakey Wakey able to get up there, and Snorlax getting low, Rev it up getting low as well. Jakey wants to re-engage, does drop back down. Respawn Raiders hoping to maybe start just working their way toward point. Evian does get low, but able to sustain thanks to Chucksto and Sugared Bunny. T-Bone able to strike first, does get the pick on Rev. Evian getting out, does manage to escape. Snorlax does get the pick on Bronze. It is still an even fight. Both teams down a support, or sorry, a DPS. But Evian answers back, and now the Pistols are up. This could be a very good hold for them. Respawn Raiders maybe wanting to regroup here. And Snorlax does get demech'd, but not after getting the pick there on Bronze. But JQWiki able to answer back. That is going to be huge for the Respawn Raiders. They're going to have to stabilize quick and push in. But Jakey is all gas, no brakes, gets very low and does go down himself. Rev it up, getting very low as well. Jake's going to have to get out of the LOS. T-Bone fighting as well. Respawn Raiders hoping to get this quick pick, but unfortunately JQWiki now eliminated, not even just out of mech. The Respawn Raiders having to regroup here. And T-Bone able to get the pick from behind. T-Bone's just hanging out behind the Pistols line. Again, another pick that could open some things up for the Raiders, but they're going to have to move quickly. And JQWiki and T-Bone there trying to pincer Snorlax, but able to stay alive there. Continuing Rush being used, Rally being used, Bomb being used as well. Chucksto able to get T-Bone. Does get the shield of Chucksto down, but the Raiders still losing this fight a little under a minute 40. And there's going to be beat there from Normal Freak. And it looks like the Pistols may have another touch. They do have Bomb. They do have Overclock coming up on Rev's ult as well. Bronze getting very low. Bronze does get the pick on Chucksto, however. There is going to be the Bomb. Does get 2, gets Normal Freak, does get Bronze. And this could be the flip that Pistols were looking for. Snorlax dumping there on T-Bone. JQWiki going down. And the Pistols able to maintain the point. This defense so far is looking very solid from the Pistols. And again, just regrouping here on this high ground, not extending too far, but T-Bone going to be making a swap here to Hanzo. And there's going to be the ult from Rev. Expecting the Raiders maybe to round that corner with only 14 seconds left. And T-Bone and Bronze able to get that pick. This is going to be what the Raiders are hoping for. This is going to be a lot to ask. Coming up on both support ults, but that is going to be not enough. Snorlax does DM the ult coming from Bronze. Overtime clock. T-Bone going down. JQWiki in baby mode here. Does lose the help of Normal Freak. Wanna diving into support, but this is going to be overtime, and that is going to be all she wrote for Pariso.
Play of the game.
I gotta say, that looked a lot different than the control map. The control map, honestly, although the Pistols able to come away with it, the control map looked very even. The Pistols, however, said that they had something different in mind for this map at Pariso. So now taking that 2-0 advantage, Respawn Raiders in the position where they have to win or go home. They have to win out this match in order to come away with the win. And if they're able to do what they did on control, it's certainly possible. But if the Pistols are able to just keep rolling on forward as we're going into push, this could be all she wrote for the Raiders. As we get things set up, Pistols having the map ban, Raiders picking the map, as we're going into what could be the third and final mode with push. We will be right back as we get things set up. Alrighty, and we are ready. This being what could be the third and final map between the Pistols and the Raiders. The Pistols opting to ban Esperanza, and the Raiders picking Coliseo, maybe having something cooking up their sleeve. Labrick subbing back in for Sugared Bunny. Both teams with the ready, and we will get things underway here at Coliseo.
Initiating match.
And as we get things ready for Coliseo, as a reminder, the Pistols had an excellent go at Paraiso there for the hybrid map. Again, things looked pretty balanced in terms of what was going on between these two teams on the control map, but Pistols just swiping away all sense of hope from the Raiders there at Paraiso, hoping to do the same, replicate that here at Coliseo, but the Raiders may be cooking something that we didn't see coming. We are going to see that Winston again from Snorlax, just absolutely dominant using Winston at Paraiso, so hoping to replicate that. Rev going to be playing Sombra now, Evian on the Soj again, and then we have a Lucy Kiri. For the side of the Raiders, Jakey Wakey going to be playing that Diva. We do have Soj Hanzo again, and an Ana Lucio on the side of the Respawn Raiders. And Snorlax immediately diving in. There's Revit as well. Chuckstow getting in there, just immediately diving the back line of the Respawn Raiders. This time I think the Raiders were prepared for it. Bronze able to get the pick there on Rev. Snorlax going down as well. Chuckstow getting very low, able to not get out. Evian going down. That is going to be first fight for the Respawn Raiders. I think they prepared themselves for that Winston dive, able to get that T-Bone chasing down and able to finish off that pick, and the Pistols having a full regroup here. Rev is going to stay with the Sombra. I think this dive that they were really hoping to cook up for the Pistols was what they wanted, but Snorlax immediately gets very low, is forced to jump out for some sustain, but Jakey Wakey does get demeched. That is going to be no tank for the Respawn Raiders, but T-Bone able to answer back, does get Labraic down, but T-Bone going down as well. Chuckstow really pushing the team with that speed boost, getting the hack there on Bronze. But Bronze trying to sustain as much as possible. Rev able to get the final blow here, and the Pistols bringing old Timmy in their direction here. That was a very quick overtake for the Wyoming Pistols. Snorlax again, that immediate pressure. Jakey Wakey hoping to stall and prevent the lead capture, but Jakey Wakey going down very fast. Chuckstow does go down, however, and the Raiders able to almost able to sustain Jakey. Rev able to get Bronze. And Evian able to finish off Normal Freak trying to get out. Rev chasing down T-Bone here. T-Bone getting hacked but does stay out. And Jakey Wakey putting himself in a bad situation going after Rev there on Sombra. Overclock coming out from Evian. Nano being used on Jakey Wakey. There's just so much happening, but T-Bone able to get the pick there on Rev. Beat drop being used as well for the Raiders and the Pistols. Dragons coming out. A lot of ults being dumped for the Raiders, hoping to sustain and retake the objective here. They are going to be able to do that. Bronze able to get the pick there on Labraic. It looks like Chuckstow is going to be able to get out. Bronze still looking though, but Snorlax getting the pick on T-Bone early. Jakey Wakey getting low as well. And LeBray getting the pick there on Bronze. I couldn't have picked a better time to check out LeBray's POV. And Jakey Wakey wanting to push LeBray. Suzu does come out. Chucksto able to get Wana. Chucksto able to get Normal Freak. And Jakey Wakey does get demeched. T-Bone getting staggered a little bit, pushing in without the rest of the team. Does get picked off. Chucksto and Snorlax there to really get that stagger. Just watching. Looks like the Raiders are wanting to pace. Do force out Suzu. Overclock going to be used as well. Able to get the pick there on LeBray. Bronze also getting Evian down. And it looks like the Raiders just cleaning up a little bit here. And Bronze going to start pushing the payload. Chucksto trying to get out. Does not. T-Bone able to finish off Chucksto. A little bit of a stagger there, but on Lucio, using that speed, able to get back pretty quickly. And T-Bone able to get the pick there on Evian, getting out from the threat of Snorlax. EMP coming out from Rev will break, able to get Bronze, but Rev going down, T-Bone going down. Jakey Wakey does get 2 in the back here, and now turning. It is the battle of the tanks and the Lucios. And Snorlax wanting to stop Jakey Wakey from taking the objective here is going to be Normal Freak. And Jakey Wakey. Jakey does have bomb here, does get hacked. There's going to be the bomb after Bubble coming out, hoping to break that. Does get the break, unfortunately does not get the pick, and Snorlax stopping Jake from getting the remake. That's going to be big. Respawn Raiders forced to get out. There's an ambitious bomb from Jakey Wakey, unfortunately did not pay off. Kitsune Rush being used from the Pistols. Evian able to get 2, LeBray getting 1, Rev getting T-Bone, and that's going to be all she wrote. Jakey Wakey still staying near spawn. We've got Overclock from Evian. We've got Beat from Chucksto. For the side of the Raiders, we've got the Dragons and Beat coming up on a Nano as well. And Jakey Wakey making the swap to Ball. T-Bone going to go ahead and use Dragons here, but gets the pick on Chucksto without the Dragon. Snorlax looking very low. Overclock used by Evian, shut down immediately. Rev getting low as well. Does go down. Chucksto getting out. LeBray with a tactical respawn. I lost my train of thought. I think Chucksto did go down, and LeBray was the only one with the tactical respawn. Jakey Wakey there attempting to disrupt. Does get booped out from Chucksto. And Snorlax able to jump on Wana. Bronze there getting very low, but Beat being dropped by both teams again. And almost going down. Just a little under 2 minutes here. Jakey Wakey, I didn't even think about this, but the ball pick while Rev is doing such a good job on Sombra is a little risky, but we'll see if it pays off. Snorlax able to get Bronze through all the madness. Jakey Wakey going in very low. Body blocked by Snorlax. Chucksto getting the final blow there, but Jakey Wakey is able to get Evian. So that's going to be big as the Raiders have the spawn advantage. But in the meantime, Pistols are just pushing the payload. Getting further and further, increasing the distance that the Raiders are going to have to push with just under 2 minutes left. Snorlax getting just absolutely, I mean, Simgo, brrr. And Bronze just barely able to get out, almost getting the pick there on Evian. They are going to be swapping up to a double turret. For a while, this was being considered the Korean counter meta with the... No, it's exactly the counter meta. UWYO engaging here on Evian, and Lebraic does get pretty low. Meanwhile, Snorlax doing what Snorlax does. Both beats coming out. We've got Molten Core as well. But things are just going in the side of the Pistols yet again. But UWYO able to get Evian. Normal Freak does get a pick as well. Really sending Snorlax through the blender, seems like the weird word to use, but sustaining for quite some time. Rev able to get the hack on UWYO, the boop, and UWYO cannot escape. Excellent use there of the boop and the hack, making sure UWYO can't escape. Holding on to mines. We got a nano coming up as well. For the side of the Pistols, though, we've got Primal, we've got Overclock coming up on another rush as well. This could be all... T-Bone going down very early in the fight. Bronze looking low as well. Want to get into sleep off, but just collapsed by the rest of the Pistols. Only a couple seconds left. This could be all she wrote, but UWYO trying to push the payload, but such a great distance to have to push. Bombs coming out as well. No picks. And that is going to be all she wrote. I lied. T-Bone able to get there, but does get immediately picked there by Lebraic. Lebraic then pulling out Kitsune Rush to make sure that the Raiders can't do anything else. And that officially will be all she wrote between the Respawn Raiders and the Pistols. Heck of a match to the Wyoming Pistols. And that will be it between these two teams. Heck of a match. I'll be honest, if you would have asked me if this series was going to turn into a 3-0 right away based on how that first control map went, I would have thought you were absolutely crazy. But yet here we are, Pistols able to really turn things around with an absolutely dominant performance at both Coliseo and Paraiso, and hoping to continue moving forward with that as they're finishing out Stage 1. So only 2 more matches ahead of themselves, including a matchup against their teammates with the Wyoming Steamboat. So that'll be a match to watch for sure. Before we close things out, so tonight we were supposed to have a doubleheader. Unfortunately, XL2C did not have enough players and had to forfeit. But tomorrow night we are going to have a doubleheader, and this one I believe should not result with any no contests or forfeits. But we have got Wyoming Steamboat going up against Texas A&M Galveston. That is going to be a little bit weird of a time. It's going to be 6:20, maybe aiming for 6:30 EST tomorrow. And then we have another 10 p.m. match. This will be against the Cowboys and Noble Guardians. So you get to see all 3 Wyoming teams play back to back to back. So that'll be exciting to see for sure. But that is all we wrote for tonight. We will be looking forward to those matchups tomorrow. And until then, you have a good rest of your evening, and we will see you back here for Steamboat TAMUG Cowboys Guardians. Have a good night, everyone.